What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwan
in another interesting episode of
for the
Greater
WAAAGH. Sorry, I had a burp. I didn't want to just. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. This is what Timothy Armstrong did. He asks, since the Imperial Guard used his las guns because they're cheap and easy to make, what happened to normal weapons that use gunpowder? Are they not effective anymore? Good question. The Astartes the bolters still use some form of gunpowder, and regular guns are still effective. They're just not mass produced. But you can still find, what are those things called? Arbitrators?
Arbites?
Yeah, those guys.
Like the cops of 40K.
They have shotguns. So the gunpowder is still a thing, and regular guns are still used, just not as often.
Right.
And usually it's just like a planetary defense force thing.
You won't see a space marine using them because there's really no point. If you have a regular gun, there's no way a bullet can do anything to the armor. Which is why laser weapons are more mass-produced, more efficient for the guard to use than just giving them a whole bunch of, like, say, AK-47s, though. Like, there's no way they can stop an army, or even just one space marine if they're just shooting at them with AKs.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, go first, go.
No, I was thinking, because, like, the Orcs have some type of form of, like, their shooters are a form of, like, an AK-47. But then again, the Orc technology is different than human technology.
Yeah. I mean, it might be effective against some species of Xenos, especially against humans, but, like, once you go off into, like, the greater scheme of, like, aliens and stuff like that, they're far underwhelming, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Next question. I have one from Bedroom Sports. If Morgan did release, or if Mortarion did release Isha from Nurgle's garden, and got cured, could he return to the Imperium, or would he have to be a renegade?
He'd have to be a renegade. I feel like there's no way the Imperium would allow somebody to come back into their ranks that has been touched by chaos in one way or another. Yes, he's a Primarch. Yes, you could kind of see that he's showing remorse for what he's done, but at the same time, he got elevated to a demon Primarch. So that means that Nurgle has his eye on him, and there's no way that Nurgle is just going to let him do whatever and not have any ramifications for it. They'll probably see him as like a spy or trying to infiltrate or trying to do something to hinder the Imperium, and that's why he'd have to work as behind the scenes or in the shadows, supporting the Imperium from, like, far away or something like that.
Yes.
Word.
That would be a really cool story, though.
You're a really cool guy.
Next question comes from Michael Howell. Since all black power armor pisses off the machine spirit, do the Black Legions get any negative feedback from their armor? The machine spirit is not really what you think it is. Check out our 40 facts on the machine spirit. More than likely, it's just a fictitious concept made up by the Adeptus Mechanicus to pass off the reality that they don't know how a machine works. So, yeah. Next question.
This one is by Faking It 66. Are psychers capable of reading minds?
Yes.
Yes, and, well, it depends, because there's certain type of psychers that are, like, telekinetic. There's some that are psychic, telepathic, yeah. Pyromaniacs, pyrokinetic or whatever it's called, pyrokinesis. There you go. So there's different types of psychers, but yeah, there's some that are able to read minds, see the future. That's so Raven, Corey in the house, that kind of thing.
Basically. Next question comes from Defu06. Which Orc Empire is more powerful? The one in Olenor or Octarius? The Olenor Empire is gone. They were more powerful than the Octarius one.
Oh yeah, hands down. Because that took like Primarchs and like the whole might of the Imperium.
The Emperor himself.
Yeah. This one's by Bedroom Sports. If demon engines can stay in real space using the engine as a host, Why don't Chaos just make an army of robots?
It's expensive.
Yeah, well, that and like a robot is in a way better than a host, like a fleshy host, but at the same time it's not. Like it has its pluses and its minuses.
Yep. Some demons just want to feel like the warm touch of a human.
Oh.
Next question comes from Kappa Kive. Orcs reproduce by releasing spores. Do they still have nuts? No. They release spores usually when their head gets cut off. So, no.
This is a question I've always asked myself. Bedroom sports, once again. Why do only Grey Knights use wrist-mounted bolters? That's a really good idea because that gives them two hands to like grab onto like warglaives or have two swords, two falchions. It's just better overall to use those wrist-mounted bolters because they're just better. The only known instances outside of the Grey Knights that I've seen have wrist-mounted bolters are the Sanguinary Guard for the Blood Angels. And that's because, again, they're wielding like axes or swords. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why all the other Space Marines don't implement it.
Well, I think it's a matter of it's probably like some form of STC technology that the Grey Knights had because the Grey Knights went into hiding for like however many long years, and that technology was preserved, whereas that technology was lost with the rest of the Imperium.
Right. And again, the Sanguinary Guard, like their armor is back from like the Horus Heresy. They have access to Infernal Pistols. Again, STCs. STCs.
STDs.
Sapphire Steel Shield. Do you think that there's a chance that we will see the return of the Quarks?
The Quarks are the Orcs. Check out our 40 facts on the Quark I think it's 40 facts on the Quarks. Or Brain Boys. It's 40 facts on the Brain Boys. And really what it is the Quark were just Blood Axe Orcs. And they were organized very well. So if you were asking, will the Orcs ever get so well organized that they react like the Blood Axes of before, meaning the Quark? No, just because Goths rule right now.
Yeah.
It's all gang warfare.
Between the Orcs.
Yeah.
This one's by Belial Mir. Which Traitor Legion is your favorite? It always changes. But right now, I'll say the Emperor's Children.
Why?
Because of Fulgrim.
He's like Fulgrim. Ooh, I have to say...
What you say?
I don't think I have a favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't really have a favorite right now. Chaos is not. I'm not liking Chaos. Next question.
This one is by Gura Demi. How would Millau gain or feed on emotions if Millau is not in the Immaterium? Oh, technically Millau isn't even a thing anymore, so he's not. And he never will be, or was.
Next question comes from Defool06. Did the Emperor ever wear a helmet in battle? If so, what did it look like? Is it just a fancier version of what the Custodes are using?
Yeah, I think I've seen like art of that. Like a feathered cap, almost.
Think of like the cap that Puss in Boots wears.
I like how you pronounce that.
Thanks. Next one.
This one is by AJJW9. Is Commander Farsight the only Tau commander to abandon the greater good and set up another mini-empire? Also, why are the Ethereals dicks? Well, you see, Ethereals can either be categorized into two sections. Dicks or a-holes. And they both suck. Except one. Aon Shi. He's the only Ethereal that I've ever found interesting. I even used him once or twice back in 5th edition, but that's neither here nor there.
He's the one with the staff?
Yeah, he's got like that double-bladed staff.
Yeah. I did lore on that guy.
Did you?
He's pretty badass.
He's pretty badass. But yeah, basically, there was, I know at least one other instance of a Tau commander who defected away from the teachings, the drive of the greater good, and he was instantly put down. He was labeled a traitor, and he basically died. But I think he saw that the true enemy wasn't whatever they were fighting at the time, like the Imperium or whatever. That I want to say it was the Tyranids was more of a threat, and that's when he got. I forget what his name. I want to say like Bright Star or something like that.
It's romantic.
You're
romantic.
Romantic.
Next question comes from Faking It 66. Nope, we've already answered that. Never mind.
Danite Ghost. Why do Trader Marines treat their underlings so badly? This is definitely true of Sound Marines and Corn Astartes, which will go out of their way to make their cultists suffer worse. Chaos isn't a very kind place to be. Usually you're in it for yourself. You want power, you want notoriety, and because of that, you're gonna crush anybody around you, even if it's your fellow cultist. Khorne Berserkers, they'll just attack indiscriminately. I mean, look at Karn. He's just there for the fight. It doesn't matter if you follow him, if you're his commanding officer, he's there to fight. So because of that, most of the time, when you're in part of the armies of chaos, you're really by yourself.
Basically. Think of it like when you get a promotion, or a friend or a coworker gets a promotion, they become dicks because that power goes to their head. That's what chaos is like. That power goes to your head, and all of a sudden you're stomping on the throats of your fellow kin.
Kin?
Next question comes from Special Bronze. Has anyone reverse engineered Necron technology?
No, because it's too ancient. I haven't heard of. Oh wait, I'm wrong.
Ferris Menace.
Yeah. Well, he didn't reverse engineer it. It just kind of like got grafted to his arms.
It's true.
But what I was gonna say is the Death Watch. They have, I think they just call them like Xenoblades or something like that. They're basically Necron technology. That's like so. Like, they don't want to say it's Necron tech, so they just call it something else, but that's what it is. With these blades, they can pretty much cut through any material, and they don't question it, because if they do, they'll probably die. So, yeah, the Death Watch use it.
Yeah.
Like phase blades, I think that's what they're called.
Next question comes from Dishonest. Oh, no, we already talked about that.
Oh, this one's by Bidart Field. Are Astartes similar to any man in war? The books that I read makes them seem a lot human. Also, Chicago, stand up!
Nah, I'm sitting down, bro.
You see my knees? I took an arrow to them the other day.
You took an arrow to your knees?
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Okay.
That's the bee's knees.
What was this question?
How come in like all the stories he's read, they always humanize the Space Marines?
No,
like in war and stuff like
that's
that.
how you're going to connect to them. Mm-hmm. The reality is that most of them are very cynical, and all they care about is success or victory in
accomplishing the mission.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, just to sell books.
Yeah, if you look at the fan animation, was Astartes Part 3? Like, it shows them literally just going through the corridors, like, oh, there's a bad guy, boom, boom, boom. Like, they don't, like, stop and, like, oh, you gotta get out of here, like, you're gonna get shot up. No, it's all systematic, methodical, just accomplish the mission, get it done.
That's probably one of my favorite short videos, the Astartes series. Mm-hmm. The latest one has been badass. You guys did ask us to do a lot of, like, reaction videos to that. And for a second I was like, yeah, because it's so badass. Then I thought about it and I was like, reaction videos suck. That keeps popping up on the news feed.
Tell that to FB Reacts.
I mean, it gets you views, but like I don't understand.
Because they like seeing people's reactions, like.
But it's like a fake reaction.
Like when Smash Bro characters get announced, you see people go over the top, ripping their shirts, like.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but that's fake, right?
Maybe they're just that eccentric.
If you guys want us to take our shirts off.
Oh. That's all you gotta say. Done.
Never mind. Last question. Ugly Cactus. Do people still evolve, or is it also under control of the Imperium? No, evolving is still a thing. That's where abhumans come from. And the Imperium just...
Aren't those like mutations, though?
Well, that's what evolving is, right?
True. Hey,
It's
we're
a form of
X-Men.
But yeah. So, if
Yes.
you're abhuman, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. It depends on what the Imperium...
mutation is.
Yeah.
But also, again, what the Imperium dictates you to...
Yeah.
Like, you could have a mutation to be, like...
An Ogren.
Yeah.
And you're good. But you could be a mutation to be a Beastman, and you're like, nope, we're going to cut your head off. Because there's like 4 different types of Beastmen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
There should be more Beastmen in 40K. Like, I feel like that's, like, a pretty cool topic that's, like, overlooked.
That's what I'm saying. They should create a mercenaries faction, and it can have Beastmen, it can have crew, it could have Rakghoul, it could have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. And we appreciate it, guys.
This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are.
Always used to put my freedom first.